Welcome, welcome.
So as promised in the last video, we are going to be speaking on One Piece. And as for my reasoning, I low-key just wanted to see if I could come up with like a new perspective of the anime, since I've long since been a hater towards it, and I hated it in a way to me that just seemed lazy and pretty ignorant, being the fact that to start to finish this anime, you need to go through hella seasons and 1,000 plus episodes to get up to date. So, I never wanted to start that grind, and I ain't really think it was worth it till I thought, this world building, characters, and story is probably so racist and has so much quantity. So there began my search for the One Piece. I'm about 30 episodes in, so I'm going to limit my rant to pre-Arlong Park arc, but this range of episodes is still a great cache of the earlier and more nostalgic days in One Piece, and the scaling isn't too high, and all, it's just last few friends from different corners of this grand world, but all also have their own ambitions and motivation to progress on with their journey. So now let's get on to my yapping and to start episode 1. Yeah, so jumping into it, we first meet Luffy literally coming out of a barrel. Great first impressions, but we then see that he's actually quite locked in on a specific goal, the One Piece. So bro's got to go through the area known as the Grand Line to find this, and to start off, he low-key needs some crew members. But we also see flashes of Miss Nami, who's yanking this big old fat lady's treasure while Luffy and Kobe slowly advances towards her presence, but we'll see and speak on that soon. But moving on to Kobe though, who I found his early showings and story is worth mentioning low-key. So Kobe, bro's low-key the exact opposite of Luffy, whom's brave, but he's nervous all the time and scared, and he's stuck on this woman's pirate crew. But Luffy, he doesn't judge him though, and he's only a kid, honestly, so he becomes motivated seeing Luffy rock the hands on the big old lady, and then remembers his own dream and choosing to go down a path of being a marine, which is respectable. Next up, the best part, the character roster. So I low-key want to go ahead and go over Zoro first, because he's definitely top 3 in my favorites, in One Piece so far, and he was the first to break my overrated taunts towards this great anime. So bro low-key, despite my low hype up, has no powers or even a devil fruit like Luffy. Bro just runs on pure will. My bad. Literally too, because his early appearances being tied up to the stake and starved for days by the corrupted marines, even despite that, he would have ran the fade no matter, because later on, even once he gets injured fighting Buggy the Goof, but it just goes to show his honesty and loyalty to Luffy, who at that point they done barely known each other, but he's dead ass a cool dude. The 3-sword style is peak, by the way. The third sword in his mouth, it's efficient and just in general tough. But yeah, Zoro is honestly cool, and he is holding a promise to become the world's strongest swordsman, a promise he made to a girl rival named Kuina, a girl who grew up with him, and she was always stronger than all the other males and him, but she died in an accident. But even worse, she died thinking she'd never be stronger than any males when she's older. So to me, Zoro holding down the childhood goals, it's just commendable. Oh, low-key Nami is cool. She's the second member Luffy recruits, but she's kind of not a full-on member till the end of Arlong. But yap, she ain't got no powers either like Zoro, and only uses a staff if ever in combat. But her true use in her ability is to steal other pirates' treasures, a pirate thief. But yeah, her main motivation is unknown until Arlong Park, where we find out why she's trying to rack up 100 million berries for Arlong. But I said she's cool and all, but I really don't mind her at the moment, because she be acting on her own, and she be doing her own plans and unintentionally putting her crew, whether she wants to call them that or not, in danger though. But I'm warming up to her, most definitely, at least. Usopp, bro is kind of cowardly, not gonna lie, and this is my most hated trait from a character that they can have, honestly, since Zenitsu and Stark are just so loud. But Usopp, he's kind of more chill. But not gonna lie, since I've been gone the last few days, I've watched more Arlong arc, and man, I can tell you Usopp is gonna become a very brave pirate, because with his dub over that flashy fisherman, he proved they can actually step to action, and he's gonna have some stories to go tell his shorty later on when they meet up again. But yeah, bro is a top 5 character for me at the moment for sure. But now on to easily my favorite character at the moment, Chef Sanji. So already he shows an amazing nickname with the GOAT point guard, Chef Steph Curry. So he was already a great character from the start to me, but then he's also in the kitchen too. Yeah, he's easily my favorite, because in all honesty, having a great chef for your crew is key, and Luffy would agree. But he also has one major con, and it's that pervy trait. On God, it can be extra at times. It's not like too annoying at the moment, but he seems like he'll flirt with any fine shite. So Buddy could be a problem down the grand line. But if you're gonna ignore all that and focus on him at like the heart, he's a cool dude for real, and he holds a great love towards cooking, which is, I fuck with that. And the owner of the Barati, Chef Zeph, who like is the father of Sanji basically from his backstory. But yeah, hopefully Sanji can keep growing as a character, because like I said, Burr's easily my favorite at the moment. Alright, for my last piece, I want to speak on two scenes from like the earlier parts of Arlong Park. Alright, with the first being when Nami was breaking down after losing all hope and saving her village from its captivity, because Arlong had, used her and tricked her the whole time with his promise of letting her and the village go for 100 million berries. But sorry for yapping, but without context, like, you kind of need it. But Luffy sees this and tries to comfort her, but she rejects it at first, not seeing him as like a part of the village's problems or even as a friend or crew member. But she then turns to Luffy crying and finally asking him to save her, and I got chills for real. And like Luffy looked like he locked in, and like you already know for sure, like when he starts smiling, like he just accepted her call for help and just locked in on Arlong. And it took a little bit because the pacing of One Piece is kind of slow. But and then also the other scene, being the second one, is one that like happened like in conjunction with that, and it was the walk down to Arlong Park. That was genuinely like the second, like it was in between the first and second time that I had gotten chills watching this anime, and I'm about 50 episodes in now. I think episode 46 or something like that. So that, like, it took that long for me to finally like hit that one moment where I'm like, I see why I'm watching this show. But that walk down was tough with Sanji, Zoro, and Usopp, with Nami in the back with the straw. Nami with the straw hat is tough. But yeah, it's one of the other scenes I just really like. Before I let y'all go, apologies on a lack of content recently. I've had a few things happen that have just killed my motivation to be creative, I guess is the best way of describing it. But I do, however, plan and promise on getting more creative and improved content from here on. And I'm going to try and bring some more energy for myself. I don't know, I'm like drawing a blank here, but I hope to be more entertaining for y'all. And, I'll try to embrace the yapping a little more. But I've just been tired as of recent, but I have some ideas in store, and hopefully I can get myself to work on them here soon. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if y'all did, please leave a like, sub, comment, and your thoughts, and I'll see ya.